Hi, I'm Chris Gordon, owner and operator of Pure Garage in Drishig. In the following video, I'm going to show you a demonstration of how I diagnosed and fixed a Skoda Octavia with several faults. Okay, we've got Skoda Octavia 1.9 TDI. This has got a few lights in the dash. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, one of these will go away quite easy. So, engine management light, bulb, brake pad warning light, fuel, ABS light, and if I drive it, the traction control light will come on as well. Seatbelt warning light, which might just be my laptop sitting there, and the handbrake light. So handbrake one, easy peasy, that goes out. Okay, gone. Let's try the seatbelt. No, that one. Could it be this one? Was I driving it with my seatbelt off? That one goes out. Okay, so that just means if I take the handbrake off, ABS, plus we get the traction control light on if I drive it, fuel light, brake pad warning light, light bulbs, and engine management light. So, easy things first, let's fix those light bulbs. So I'm going to do a full system scan using this computer here. This scans every ECU within the vehicle. So, 80%, 85%, 89%. So we see we've got 16 separate systems in this vehicle, okay? You used to get something like just one, maybe the engine control unit. Now we've got 16. We've got engine management codes 3, brake electronics 1, air conditioning 1, central electronics 3, airbag 1, and the rest we've got door electronics 2, comfort systems 2, radio code 1, because this car is in safe mode. This means that it needs a code to be entered. It's either been changed or the battery's been flat. We've got fuel temperature sensor, we've got ABS rear right, signal not plausible. We've got bulb right dipped, and we've got backup lights. Now, what do it mean by backup? Does it mean the rear lights or the reversing lights? So, let's have a look at them. Okay, we've got a side light. We've got a side light and a dip. So you see the opposite side didn't have that dip one. So let's change that first. These particular Skodas are real great. I really like to change. We've got a wee lever here. I say it's easy, but that's going to take a wee bit of pulling. So we pull this lever out, and we undo this, and that'll give us access to the bulb. We now have the same on both sides. Perfect. Let's check the back. There we go, that's looking better. Reversing lights on either side. A lot of cars just have the one side, but this one's got two, and now they're both working. So let's see if that light is off in the dash. Okay, so we've eliminated the light that was there. Let's go into the brake pad warning light. So the brake pad warning light is it's a wire connected to your brake pads. I know it sounds obvious, but that's what it is. When your brake pads wear beyond a certain bit, it cuts through that wire, becomes open circuit, and bing, on comes your light. These wires are incredibly thin. The plugs break easy, they're brittle plastic, they're next to a heat source and they're on the road and that sort of thing. We can replace it a vehicle this age, I'm going to code it out. Some people might disagree with that, okay? But it takes me, 10 minutes to code it out. It's done. You know if your brake pads are low, because we're going to check them. They've also got wear indicators that make a noise. So I'm quite happy with this. Customer's happy with it. That's what we're going to do in this next bit. So this is one of my older computers. It was, in its heyday, how would you say, the holy grail. But it's kind of had its day now, except it's just too handy for these older vehicles, for some of the capabilities it's got. So, this engine's got a BKD, Bravo Kilo Delta. If we can find that, there it is there. I think I called it a 1.9 at the start of the video, but it's a 2 litre. Okay, so imagine we're going to common control units, dash panel insert, which is your dashboard up front. I don't know if we'll get a fault code for it. No, we don't, but I know it's a brake pad warning light. And if we're going to code it, we're code 3401. This car is fitted with a brake pad warning. We turn that off and we code it. I can't remember if it's 3401 before. It's now going to be a 2401. Okay, so if we go back here, up to here, let's turn this on and see if the brake pad warning light's on. Gone. Strangely enough, so is the engine management light. I'm not sure why that is, because we haven't touched that system yet. So, let's go to that ABS one instead then. I'm going to switch back to the snap-on here because I'm not going to be able to record while I'm driving, but the snap-on has got a great graphics feature, which means I can go the drive and then I can show you afterwards. So go into brake electronics. Now it's telling me here that if I go over 12 miles per hour, it cuts off. Now this happens in some vehicles and it's really annoying because it makes it hard for me to diagnose it, so I've got to go slow. So let's just remind ourselves of the codes. So it says ABS, it doesn't show up that white very well, does it? Rear right, intermittent. And the reason it says intermittent is probably because the sensor is actually working, but I imagine there's going to be a problem with the pickup ring, which is on the bearing on these. It's a magnetic ring and it's got little notches, I don't know how to describe it best, that when it passes the sensor, it pulls the signal up and down, gives us our speed. These get damaged, they get dirt on them, and it gives us an impossible signal. So it might look like the ABS is working. When you drive for a minute, the light's off. After a wee second, it comes back on. So we're going to go into data. And here we have left, right, front, left, right, rear. Now to make things simple, I'm going to change into, I'm going to select just those things. So left, right, but we know we're looking at the rear right, but we want to compare them to everything else. Okay. And then we can switch into a graphing mode. 4 graphs. Now, straight lines tells us we're doing 0. I'm going to go to drive, and then this will still be on the screen. I'm about to show you the problem.
Oh, this is Steve Wright in the afternoon radio 2. So coming up the showbiz for sport, Brendan O'Carroll, Mrs. Brown herself. There's the factoid.
Okay, so left front, right front, left rear. They are all the same. They're doing the exact same thing because all 4 wheels are doing the exact same thing. Rear right, all over the place. But we are getting a signal, means the sensor is working, but the pickup ring is damaged. So what I'm going to have to do is look and see if, because it's a magnet, has it just attracted a bunch of dirt, or is it actually damaged and needs replaced? Normally I'd replace the sensor and the bearing at the same time, because if there's a build-up of rust and dirt, it can also damage the sensor, even though not completely, but it just saves us replacing it later on down the line. So that was really lucky. We had one that was actually in the returns box. So now we can see here how much cleaner that is compared to before. So we put this all back together. and we'll retest it and see what's happening. Okay, so I've only done a short journey, but you can see now that all four are now matching. Okay, so we're going to save a wee screenshot of that. There we go. Now, lights are still flashing because I'm connected, but if I disconnect this, bish bash, let's hope that should turn off once I come out of my scan tool. Turn it off and on. There we go, that's off. Handbrake's off. There's one light remaining, the petrol light. Now remember I said about doing good things for people? I want this car to leave with no lights. Let's go stick some fuel in it. So there you have it. No more lights. Everything's out. There's only one more thing left to do. Let's fix his radio. Let's go and get that code sorted for him.